A symbol of better days. This abandoned platform of Port-Gentil once represented the Gabonese oil capital's prosperity. To taxi driver Mohamed Diaby, those days seem like a lifetime ago. Since April, he's been desperately trawling for passengers on this deserted cliff road. The economic crisis caused by Covid-19 has hit Port-Gentil hard. Mohamed moved to Gabon from Ivory Coast to benefit from the black gold rush, but he now makes just 10 euros a day. Customers are scarce.
A lot of people no longer have work. Business used to be good. We benefited from the oil boom. Working as a taxi driver, even on bad days, you would make at least 20 or 30,000 FCFA. During the weekend, you could make a profit of up to 50,000. You'd even turn down work because you'd already made enough money.
Gabon's main oil reserves are in this province. Oil revenue makes up around 40% of the country's GDP every year. But ever since oil prices fell and authorities declared a health state of emergency in April, the city's economy has been paralyzed. Restaurants rarely frequented, hotels almost deserted. David tours his recently reopened hotel after 5 months of closure. His customers, though, tourists and employees of the oil sector, have yet to come back.
I refuse to estimate how much I've lost, because quite honestly, what is certain is that after 6 months of inactivity, with all the expenses and salaries that need to be paid, we're talking millions.
Overall, Port-Gentil has lost millions of euros over the last 6 months, and it's not alone. Other oil-producing cities in Central Africa have lost hundreds of millions of euros altogether. Leon's subcontracting company is one of the few still in operation, though his order book has been empty since drilling halted after 125 people tested positive for Covid-19 on several production sites. Today, only a handful of employees still work at the head office. The boss had to lay off half of his workforce. 150 employees have been furloughed.
We're trying to think about how to preserve working conditions, how to pull together to get through this pandemic that affects all of us. The government is doing its part to encourage companies that are still working to endure. I trust that the momentum that has been instilled at this level will be maintained. And this is what makes us hopeful.
But Barnabé Binas has lost all hope. The former employee of another oil subcontractor was dismissed after spending 8 years offshore. He has no prospect of a return to employment in the stricken oil sector. It's enough to ruin his plan for this plot of land he just bought with all of his savings.
My dream, like that of many people, was to buy land and build a home, but it's just been destroyed. Just 2 days after I started the works, management called me to let me know over the phone that they were terminating my contract. I'm done with them.
Like Barnabé, hundreds of jobless workers have turned to ONEP, a powerful trade union for oil workers. Trade union leader Sylvain Mayabi says workers shouldn't be the ones to have to pay for the crisis. He has never received as many complaints by sacked employees, about 1,000 in the last 6 months.
We understand that there is a drop in activity. The only thing we criticize is the fact that the Gabonese government has used the state of health emergency to issue decrees that violate the freedom and rights of workers. That's the problem. And the employers have jumped on it to reign supreme, to do what they want, make people work twice as long, and whoever doesn't want to is threatened with losing their job.
The Gabonese government has introduced a bank loan plan of about 350 million euros for businesses in a bid to cushion the shock of the crisis on the oil-dependent economy.